Ursula von der Leyen appears poised to swap her green companions for the right-wing revelers of the European Conservatives and Reformists, ECR. The scene? A dance floor where political alliances sway and dip with the tunes of ambition and controversy. Imagine the intrigue as von der Leyen, perhaps eyeing his second act as Commission President, flirts with the idea of a coalition that could shift the EU's choreography rightwards. Amidst this political ballet, farmers orchestrate tractor blockades. With the European Green Deal's strict environmental measures under threat, one must ask, will the EU's green ambitions dance to a new rhythm or stumble under the weight of compromise? Who will lead in this delicate dance of power and environmental policy?
Welcome to TFI Global, the antidote to mass delusion.
In the great European political theatre, Ursula von der Leyen is toying with the idea of switching dance partners from the eco-friendly Greens to the right-wing wallflowers of the ECR. How utterly thrilling. Picture this, just last month, the European Commission's lead, in a dazzling display of political flexibility, hinted that her party, the ever-so-centrist European People's Party, or EPP, might just cozy up to the ECR after the June elections. One might wonder, is this just a quest for a second romantic term as Commission President, or is there more to this political tango? Now, von der Leyen, ever the strategist, traditionally twirled around the dance floor with groups like the Socialists, Greens, and the liberal folks at Renew Europe. But this time, she's flirting with a more robust crowd. We're talking about a group that hosts an array of right-wing populists, from Italy's Brothers to Sweden's Democrats. And let's not forget Poland's Law and Justice Party, because who would want to miss that party? But here is where the comedy turns a shade darker. An EPP-ECR alliance isn't just a spicy gossip for Brussels' late-night soirees, it's a potential game changer for the EU's green ambitions. Imagine, just as the EU was prancing towards net zero with its European Green Deal, in waltzes von der Leyen, suggesting we might need to rethink those pesky environmental rules that spoil the farmers' fun and those irritating pesticide restrictions. As Politico elegantly phrased it, EU's green direction could be left even more vulnerable under this blossoming right-leaning bromance. Now, the European Green Deal itself, a darling project since 2020, has been quite the demanding diva, insisting on bans of almost all new combustion engine cars by 2035 and demanding homeowners turn their abodes into fortresses of energy efficiency. Meanwhile, the ECR group, backed by the right-wing darlings of Italy and Hungary, has shown no qualms in rebuffing the EU Green Homes Directive. So as we await the ballroom results post-June, one must ponder, will this political pas de deux lead the EU in a graceful waltz or a clumsy stumble? Enter stage the valiant farmers, who, in a display that would make any protester proud, have brought Paris, Berlin, and The Hague to delightful standstills. These aren't your run-of-the-mill traffic jams. These are politically charged, tractor-led blockades that enjoy a whopping 80% approval rating from the adoring masses in places like Poland and France. In response to these bucolic uprisings, the Brussels elite, led by Ursula von der Leyen, have had to eat humble pie, or should we say pesticide-free organic carrots. In a stunning twist of fate worthy of a daytime soap opera, February saw the scrapping of ambitious plans to halve pesticide use by 2030. March wasn't to be left out of the drama, revealing that EU subsidies would continue to flow even if the farmers' methods were as green as a coal mine. But let us not get ahead of ourselves. The EU hasn't completely abandoned its green dreams. Net zero remains a starry-eyed goal at the heart of Brussels policy making. Yet the myriad of tough Green Deal laws already past loom like a dark cloud ready to rain on everyone's parade. Unless, of course, their implementation can be artfully dodged. Meanwhile, von der Leyen's flirtations with the right-wing ECR and a general cooling on the green fervor indicate a potential shift. A leaked draft of policy priorities for the next 5 years, courtesy of some sneaky soul to Politico, paints a picture less green and more grey. The focus? Defense, security, and migration. Nary a whisper of biodiversity or the Green Deal. While Brussels hasn't kicked the green bucket entirely, it's clear they have been forced to shuffle backwards in their green stilettos, tripping over the unexpected popularity of protests. So as the EU continues to navigate this political quagmire, one must wonder, will the green agenda just quietly wilt away, or will it come back stronger and more sustainable? Either way, grab your popcorn or perhaps a farm fresh apple, as this drama is far from over.